Okay, so in this lab, we're going to make our first basic virus. It's a very simple virus. It's not that harmful or anything, but it'll kind of show you, how easy it is to make a virus, and it's not really that complicated. So I'm going to go into my Oracle VM VirtualBox right here, and I'm going to do this using my Windows 7 machine. And on my Windows 7 machine, before I do anything, notice it's powered off right now. Make sure that yours is powered off. If it isn't, you need to double click on it to load it up, then go to the Start menu, shut down, make sure that you completely power off your machine, and then we're going to take a snapshot and we're going to call it before virus. Okay, so this will allow us to go back in time to this point so that if we get once we install the virus on here and if it infects and does bad things, that's totally okay because we can just go back in time. That's one of the beauties of using a virtual machine. So I'm going to go ahead and start my Windows 7 machine. Okay. And we're going to want to do a couple of things. But one of the things, I actually want to get Google Chrome on here. So I'm just going to go to google.com and I'm just going to Google Chrome. Download now. Oops. There we go. Download Chrome. Accept and install. Give it a second. Hit run. Hit yes. It'll just take a second to get Chrome on here. We're going to be having to, when making our virus, we're going to use a couple of websites, and browsing the internet using this old version of Internet Explorer is kind of painful, so we don't really want to do that. So we're going to use Google Chrome, which will be a little bit better. Now I can close out of that. Can open this up. Perfect. Okay, and I notice I got Google Chrome down there. Okay, so now on to writing our first virus. We're actually going to use Notepad for this, and I'm going to pause the video right here while I type this in. So hold on one second. Okay, so this is what you want to type in right here. So I'm going to go to Format Font. I'll make this thing bigger so you guys can read it a little bit easier. So you want to type in at echo off, echo message here, shutdown, tac s. Tac means dash, but most people say tac. So tac s, tac f, tac t, 15, tac c, time to go to sleep, and make sure you put that in quotes. Now I'm going to save this. I'm going to go File, Save As, but we don't want to save this as a text document. We actually want to save this as a BAT. So I'm going to call this kittens.bat, and I need to change the save type as to all files. So I call this kittens.bat, and then I hit save. And oops, where did it save to? File, save as. Let's actually save it to our desktop. Kittens.bat. Hit save. There it is right there, kittens.bat. So we have kind of a virus on here. I'm going to close out of that. If I ever wanted to edit this again, which I will later, you right click on it and you just click on edit and it'll open it up in Notepad. But this is kind of a weird icon that we have on here. It's a .bat icon. So we're actually going to want to change that so it looks a little bit better. So I'm going to go to Google Chrome right now. I'm going to Google kittens. Find an image of a cat right here. We'll go ahead and save this image right here. I'll put it in my downloads folder and hit save. And now we're going to want to go to the website ICO Converter. I'm just going to Google it, ICO Converter, and it's like the top one. Actually, ICO Convert is pretty good right there. So ICO Convert, ICOconvert.com. First thing I need to do is upload an image, so I choose the file. I find that file of the kitten that I downloaded. Then I upload that. and then I click and drag to crop. So we just kind of want that area. This is going to be our icon right there. Okay. We don't really need to apply anything. I want this to be an ICO file. Okay, and then I hit the this button right there, convert ICO, and then I want to download your icon, and it's downloaded right there. Perfect. So now I can minimize this, and I can right click on my kittens.iso, and I can go to properties, and I can go to I think I want to go to I actually need to create a shortcut of this. So I'm going to go ahead and send to, or I'm going to go create a shortcut. And now this shortcut, let's call this pictures of kittens. Okay. And then now I can go to properties, and now I have more things on here. One of them that I have is change icon, so I can click on the change icon, and then I can click OK, and then I can hit browse right here, and I can go to downloads, and I can find that ICO or the icon file. Click OK, click apply, click OK. So now there is a it says pictures of kittens, and there's a little kitten on there. So now what happens is if I double click on this, or I had somebody double click on that, it says right here, uh-oh, time to go to sleep. And okay, so I'll hit close or whatever, and I'll just go ahead and keep browsing. But remember, we set a timer on there for 15 seconds. So after 15 seconds, it just goes ahead and shuts down my computer. So that's not very malicious because they have to double click on that every time for the virus to be executed. What would be a little bit worse is if they I'm gonna go ahead and ask me later. Okay, don't worry about that. You get a don't worry about the genuine thing. You can just click on OK. So if you get so now every time they'd have to click on that in order to execute. So we want this to automatically execute from now on. Okay, sorry about that. So I need to edit this exe file. So I'm going to right click on the kittens.exe right there, and I'm going to go to edit, and I'm just going to pause the video. I got to add one more line of code in here. Okay, so sorry about that. So what you're going to want to put in here, and I didn't quite get it to fit in here. Let me actually lower the font now a little bit. So you want to write in, you got your @echo off, but this is the one line of code that I added in. So what this is going to do is it's going to copy, so you go quote, the %, user profile, %, /desktop/ and we named ours kittens.bat. Notice it's KITTENS right there, and remember it's a .bat file. And we're going to copy that to quote user profile, start menu, program startup. Okay, so now I'm going to go file, save this. Okay, and I'll close out of that. So now we're just going to execute this thing once. So double click on that, and it says, oh, time to go to sleep. That happened before. So we go ahead and, it's a countdown of basically you got 15 seconds, and then it'll automatically shut down the computer. But now let's watch what happens. When we load this Windows 7 up again, what happened was we copied the virus to the Windows startup folder. So basically anything that's inside of that folder will automatically run. So again, I got this ask me later. Don't worry about that. I can click OK. And then, uh-oh, as soon as I type this up, it says, you're about to be logged off, time to go to sleep. I click close. I'm like, okay, I don't know about that, whatever. So what happened was the program just basically executed automatically, and now it's shutting down. So now we created a virus that basically anytime somebody turns on their computer, like this, as soon as they turn on their computer and it boots 100% up, 15 seconds later, it shuts down. And you can obviously change that time if you wanted. Ask me later, click OK, don't worry about that. And then as soon as it boots up, it says time to go to sleep. There's not really anything we can do about that. We can click on the X or whatever, but it's going to go ahead and shut down. So what I'd like you to do for this assignment is go ahead and create a loom of your virus working. So whenever you boot up your Windows 7 machine, then it like, automatically shuts itself down. So now that we've done that, let's actually restore before our virus. So I'm going to click on before virus right there, and I'm going to hit the restore, and I don't really want to create a snapshot of this virus right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit restore, and now when I double click on this, I don't have a virus anymore. Again, you want to create a loom of your program or your virus actually working, so when you double click on the virtual machine, it boots up and then it automatically shuts down. That's the virus that we wrote together. But now I went ahead and just restored the snapshot, so notice not only is my Windows back to being quote unquote genuine, but I don't have Google Chrome installed anymore. I don't have any virus, that kittens.bat. It's all gone. So that's one of the nice things about using snapshots. Okay, so hopefully that's good, and let me know if you have any questions.